what is privacy by design? And I think it's easy, perhaps it's easier to try to understand this concept by looking at how it came about. And the definition, if you want, of privacy by design was coined by Anne Cavoukian, the Information and Privacy Commissioner for Ontario, who said that privacy by design refers to the philosophy and approach of embedding privacy into the design applications of various technologies. So, but what does this actually mean? What does it, how do we understand this concept? And I think it's important to look at the origins. For those who have been to Canada, you will, or Ontario at least, you may recognize that those buildings as some of the offices of the Ontario government, I presume in Ottawa. And what happened was that in the mid-90s, imagine where you were in the mid-90s, the Ontario government was going through this process of revamping all of their IT and entering into these massive IT contracts for new technology, new networks, and going through the process that most organizations were going through in the mid to late 90s of employing as much IT and as new communications as possible. And at that time, obviously, the Privacy Commissioner's Office in Ontario, working closely with the local government, decided to partner, if you want, and get involved in the design of a process by which all these new technologies would be privacy-friendly, if you want. And that was the idea behind it. Maximize the use of new technologies, the use of new communications in a privacy-friendly way. So the first way, or the first application, if you want, of this concept of privacy by design was precisely to the technology, to the information technologies of the time. And that's why sometimes when we hear or we discuss privacy by design, we look at it from that point of view of how to apply privacy principles or data protection concepts to pure technology. And there are very good examples of them. Some have been more successful than others. I was thinking of a few examples that we could all recognize or think about. And do you remember the concept of P3P? Does anyone remember that? P3P, where the idea was that we would have enabled our computers and our machines to recognize the level of privacy or lack of privacy afforded by websites. So that the idea would be that our machine would talk to the machine operating a website and say, okay, well, depending on these users' choices, we would interpret that they want to access this information or this other information. And it was a machine-to-machine thing. And that was an idea that perhaps wasn't as successful as it should have been. But we have had more successful implementations of the same concept. We were working, we've been working for quite some time already on a project which involves the identification of individuals, of students and test takers by palm vein recognition, where you put your palm on top of a device and it recognizes you as the individual you say you are, which is a much more privacy-friendly type of technology than just having a digital fingerprint, for example, which leaves a record behind. So that's the idea of privacy by design in the context of information technology.